On a beautiful afternoon from Blaine High School, time for some softball on North Metro TV. J.W. Cox alongside John Haddon, the 10-4 Spring Lake Park Panthers against the 3-5 Blaine Bengals. A little breezy, seems like it always is when we come here for some softball at Blaine, but otherwise a beautiful day out here on the diamond. 64, 8 mile an hour, so it must just feel a little windier, John, I guess, from our perch up here behind home plate. Both these teams coming off shutout losses, so maybe the offense, whose can get going, might be the key today.
Well, shutout have been kind of common for Spring Lake Park in recent games. They have 4 shutout losses this season, and they've all come in recent weeks. They're won 2 games in their last 6 times taking the diamond. This is a Spring Lake Park team that a lot of teams thought would be near the top of this conference standings, and they are near them, but they've had some struggles that have had them slip behind some of the top favorites like the Crimsons and the Tornadoes.
Certainly the loss to the Crimson and the Tornadoes, 2 of those in the last 6 games, has hampered that cause to stay unbeaten, and they'd be right there. Elk River's also very good, scoring a lot of runs at the top of those Northwest Suburban Conference standings. Panthers with those high expectations after a first place finish in the North Suburban Conference a year ago, trying to translate that over. Again, that's been a storyline for all of our sports. Bengals, meanwhile, they're on one of their best stretches, 2 wins in their last 3 games. But again, the shutout loss, and will their offense step up today? You see the batting lineup for the offense for the Panthers, which has been shut out a number of times, as John mentioned. Walraff, Rickenbach, Thunborg, Jones, Iskierka, Parrish, Siegfried, Stewart, and Frusna, the 9 batters that are going to face off against Erica Winter, the right-hander, and we are ready to go with Maddie Walraff, the shortstop for the Panthers, taking a first pitch strike from Winter, the senior. An ERA at an even 1 over 28 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, a few more unearned. Errors have been at times a concern for the Bengals.
We talk about the shutouts, but both these teams, when they've been shut out for the most part, they've been in very close games, very low scoring on both sides. Their team's just unable to produce offense. For Blaine, they just lost 1-0. The 4 losses we just talked about in the last 6 for Spring Lake Park, 3-0, 1-0, 1-0, and 2-0. So just a little bit of offense would have been enough to keep them in the game. They just didn't have it. Do they have it today?
Iskierka on a 1-1 off the handle of the bat, over to shortstop. Stone puts it away. That's Mallory Stone, the shortstop, fired over to first base in time. Make it a 6-3 put out. Get it all together. The 6-3 put out for out number 1 as we are underway. Take a look at the defense behind Winter. Her catcher is Taylor Bross. Luckow, Stone, Eppenberger, and Mortensen around the infield. Third to first, Doyle, Pardo, and Taylor. Left to right in the outfield. First pitch strike, just the way she started Walraff to Jazz Rickenbach. It's off to a 250 start for the sophomore across 13 games. Started to show bunt. A good eye, took it down with the dirt. A good block by Bross behind the plate.
Rickenbach's only missed 1 game this season for her team. Only 4 players have appeared in every game for Spring Lake Park, who's played quite a few more games overall than their opponent here today, the Blaine Bengals, who have played just 8 games compared to 14, again, entering today's action.
This time the bunt is dropped down, but foul. It'll be 1-2. And a lot of that from design by Coach Lori Lightbody, knowing her team coming to a new conference, knowing her team is got lofty goals as far as section playoffs and state playoffs go, and you got to pile up games to really put yourself in a good position just from a competition standpoint. They did that by going down to Rochester, playing in a tournament down there.
Tournament hosted by Rochester Lloyd's, one of the 3 teams they faced down there.
Ground ball slowly to third. Luckow up with it. Over to first in time. A second ground out to the left side, and there's 2 down. Winter easily through the first 2 batters.
The next one might not be so easy. The big hitter for Spring Lake Park coming up, Katie Thunborg.
You see a couple of slowly hit ground balls. One for the leadoff hitter, Walraff, went off the handle. That one just off the tip of the bat. Umpires had to get together for a moment.
Yeah, it almost looked like on that replay that it came off her leg and then rolled into play.
That'll slow it down every single time. Still 2 down, Katie Thunborg. As John mentioned, the big hitter, 514 on the average. First pitch swinging grounds at foul, first base side and out of play.
Leads the team in hits, most of those singles, but she does have a couple of doubles, which ties her for the team lead. She's best in on-base percentage, so she's able to get aboard in ways besides hits.
Here she's trying to extend the first inning, 2 down. The pitcher, Hallie Jones, would be up next. On the 0-1, flared just fouled third base side. Winter's been ahead of just about everybody. She's gotten the first pitch strike on all 3 hitters.
We've got an excellent pitching matchup today. You mentioned the numbers on Winter. There's no doubt she's the ace for this Blaine team. And talking to some of the fans here, she knows where she's going collegiately already. The pitcher on the opposing side a little younger, just a sophomore, so those things haven't been set in stone yet.
So an 0-2 on the third place hitter and first baseman Katie Thunborg. She reached for one, grounds it again slowly to the left side and just not in time. That ball died out there on its way to Stone at shortstop. So an infield single. And that will put Hallie Jones, the pitcher, into the batter's box here in this top of the first inning as we're scoreless.
A reminder of what level we're at watching the shortstop Stone try to field this ball, because when she scoops it up, she scoops up as much dirt as she did ball, because the fields aren't wet down before they play, like at a higher level. So it can be a distraction when you're trying to pick a ball out of your glove.
Dealing with the elements. That one somehow just stays fair. Great throw across the diamond in time for Luckow. And the left side defense does pick up Winter for the final out. Another 5-3 put out. And an infield single with 1 out. Make it 2 outs. Stranded at first base. After 1/2 inning of play, we'll keep it here. And the Bengals and Panthers are scoreless. Just that 1 hit as mentioned. Bengals will try and get that offense going first.
How about that play by Luckow at third? Because I think if she lets that go, it does roll foul. But she felt confident in her arm that she could beat the runner with the throw, and she was right.
Got to the ball quickly, got the ball across the diamond quickly, and ended the inning. So now we'll see Hallie Jones on the hill. And the numbers on her, John, 10-4 with a 1.05 ERA, but 14 starts, which means she's been out there every single game for her team.
And you know, baseball and softball seem similar, but when it comes to the torque on the arm, softball's so much easier. That's what allows a pitcher to run out there time after time, and softball coaches feel pretty comfortable allowing their pitcher to pitch in 2 separate games, back-to-back days, or even on the same day.
The lineup she'll be facing against the Bengals: Pardo, Taylor, and Luckow. The top 3 hitters: Bross, Stone, Doyle, and Shalene Winter and Eppenberger. Right in the middle of that lineup, the 4th place hitter. We'll talk a lot about her as the day goes on. The leading hitter for the Bengals, Taylor Bross. 11 runs batted in, leads the team. 565 so far on the average. Right in the heart of that lineup. The defense behind Jones: Parrish at third, Walraff at short, Rickenbach is the second baseman, Thunborg at first, Kraska, Frusna, and Stewart left to right in the outfield. And Maddie Iskierka, who earlier this season when Hallie Jones, pitched her first no-hitter of the year, she credited a lot of that to her catcher, Maddie Iskierka. The two are very comfortable together. Iskierka, one of the captains with the other Maddie on this team, Maddie Walraff.
That relationship is so important, and it really can't be overstated. You know, when a pitcher has a day like that, of course you have to give credit to the pitcher, but the first thing that they usually do is credit their catcher, because they appreciate the work that's done behind the plate. It's the most physically intense position in baseball, and you have to be the most aware at the same time.
Mary Pardo leading things off, fouls one straight back to the screen. And Jones, the sophomore, facing the freshman Pardo, who's hitting .346 across 8 games. 5 extra base hits for her in the leadoff spot. She's down on the count of 1-1. Fastball misses outside from Jones, and it's even up at 1-1.
Pardo also leads her team in walks this season, so does a great job in terms of being a leadoff hitter. She's able to get on base with a hit or a walk. She can get herself into scoring position with extra base hits, and she's the best on the bases by far.
Swing and a miss. 1-2 now. Jones back up ahead. 19 runs, 14 earned. Over 93 innings pitched now for Hallie Jones. Her strikeout to walk ratio astronomical, almost 5-1, and there's her first of this game. A swing and a miss by Pardo, and there's one away.
Mary Pardo had exactly 1 strikeout entering today, so that is a rarity, and it shows right off the bat the quality of pitcher that she's facing in Hallie Jones.
Her coach, Don Bross, talked about chasing one of the pitches that he thought was off the plate from his spot in the third base coaching boxes. Now we've got Natalie Taylor, the right fielder, in there. 444 hitter.
Played in just 6 games, so she's missed out on a couple for this Blaine squad.
Pitch taken for a strike. Bengals are averaging just about 6 runs per game. On the flip side, though, they're allowing 5.5, so they've been in 3 one-run games. 2 of those, though, have been decided by scores of 10-9, so a lot of scoring for the Bengals at times. Strike 2 taken. 1-2 count. Awaiting Natalie Taylor. Jones wastes no time. That time she waited and waited and then decided to swing at the slow change, and a second strikeout back-to-back style to start this top of the first, make it bottom of the first inning. Ahead of Amelia Luckow, the third baseman. See the numbers there for Jones.
Very impressive, and to think she's going to be around for a bit. Scary thought.
Pitch inside, she's behind in the count, 1-0.
Luckow, a .238 hitter in 8 games this season. One of 5 players for her squad that has played in every single game this year.
Contact back to the screen, and it's 1-1. It's the only contact we've had now through the first 3 hitters. A couple of balls back to the screen. 2 strikeouts. We had 3 ground balls to the left side for the Panther offense in the top half of this first inning.
Jones doesn't waste a lot of time in that circle, and the batter's in. She starts to come home.
Strike 3 called on the ins. Make it strike
2.
2. Excuse me. The umpire was ahead of himself by 1. So it's 1-2. Either way, Luckow didn't exactly agree with the call. Ground ball on the right side. Easy flip for the first baseman Thunborg with Rickenbach covering. And it's a 3-4 put out to end the inning. So a 3-up, 3-down start for Hallie Jones. We'll go scoreless after 1. You're watching Blaine and Spring Lake Park High School softball this afternoon on North Metro TV.
Umbria is also known for its delicious tasting pizza. Made traditionally from the finest ingredients, Umbria Pizzeria will make you taste the difference, smell the love, and transport you to Italy.
La cena è pronta.
Dinner's ready.
You might even begin to feel like an Italian.
Delicioso.
Umbria Pizzeria, turning taste into memories. Join Ben Hale and Danica Peterson every Friday on North Metro TV News.
Headed to the second inning here at Blaine. J.W. Cox alongside John Haddon, Panthers and Bengals. This is a conference and section matchup. Both these teams angling for position in both of those realms. A lot of common teams across Section 5 and the Northwest Suburban Conference. So far, scoreless. First pitch from Erica Winter into Maddie Iskierka. Starts us off here in the second inning.
Yeah, she was way up and over the zone there. It's a good take to start.
Upstairs, that time a little bit in on ball 2. It's 2-0. Iskierka, then Bria Parrish and Marissa Siegfried scheduled.
Average-wise, this is sort of the dead spot in the order, these 4 batters.
Ground ball right back to the circle. Winter easily up in the flip over to first in time. The 1-3 put out.
At 205, Iskierka leading the way. The next batter is under 200. And then oddly, Sarah Fresna down at the bottom of the order, the number 9 hitter, hitting almost 450 in 11 games. So it's not like it's a fluke 450. She's been out there almost all the time. They bat her all the way down at the bottom of the order today.
See if that pays off in turning things over. Talking with Coach Lightbody as Bria Parrish does stand in. It's just unfortunate that the entire team kind of caught the cold bug as far as the offense goes, as Parrish sends it out to center field. 1 pitch, 2 down now. The
and
entire
not like
team,
not like the illness cold
right,
bug.
exactly.
It's just being cold at the plate.
Right. The entire team caught it at once, and she said that's kind of a good thing if you look at it, but just as long as everybody bounces back at the same time. So far, an infield single, the only thing on their ledger against Winter. First pitch upstairs. She's been behind a couple of times now. She was ahead of every batter in the first, but still 2 up, 2 down.
Winter heading to Fort Lauderdale next year to play at Nova Southeastern University.
Fly ball popped foul. Takes a lot of tree down with it. Very brittle tree apparently off behind the Panther dugout. Be 1-1.
A lot of activities here in Blaine today.
It is a busy, busy area we've got, whether they're games or just practice.
It's actually nice. Fans can go from one to the next.
Ground ball fouled back, so it'll stay and rather roll to 1-2.
Yeah, a lot of students getting done with their competition or their practice and then wandering over to check out the game.
There's a unique part about the softball diamond here at Blaine. The main varsity softball diamond is right in the middle of everything else. So you've got JV going on behind it. There's lacrosse practice. There's track practice. Tennis going on as well as that one's popped back foul. A little out of eyesight there over to the tennis courts. 2 down, top of the second, a scoreless game so far. Panthers looking for their second base runner of the game to extend this. Pop foul off the railing just to the side of the dugout. And staying alive is Marissa Siegfried, the designated player today. Kayla Kraska is not in the lineup playing left field for the Panthers.
Siegfried's already seen 5 pitches with a 1-2 count.
Foul tip back. This is John with that activity. One of the few times you'll be able to say that a high school softball game drew more than a Major League Baseball game. Of course, with everything going on in Baltimore, attendance for Orioles White Sox was 0 today. And we've easily got that beat here.
I saw a picture. I think I saw 2 fans, and by fans I believe they were both scouts because they were sitting in scout seats at Camden Yards.
Winter just misses off the plate to even up the count at 2-2, so a great at bat here from Siegfried. Listen to some of that game on the radio. It was kind of eerie. He just couldn't hear anything. Not the usual noise and hum that you hear.
And some people say, well, you know, they're used to that down in spring training, but spring training is such big business now that guys at that level are not. The only people that would experience anything like that would be extended spring training guys, real young Latin players who have come up, or just drafted high school and college players who didn't make an actual minor league team.
Pitch was inside to run the count full now, 3-2 on Siegfried. She'll pop it foul again through the brittle tree, and it pops back down. Stays at 3-2. Reminded me of the pictures of an Arizona Fall League game. Those actually get attended now more so than they did 5 or 6 years ago. But yeah, it's an eerie, eerie sight. 3-2 with 2 down. Breaking ball missed, and Siegfried wins the at-bat. So the second straight inning now, a 2-out base runner for the Panthers, and all the credit on that one goes to Marissa Siegfried for a great at-bat.
Absolutely. 10 pitches is what she saw to get the 4 balls she needed to get on base. Very patient.
Let's see how the Panthers can cash in. You said as you mentioned at the top of the inning, it's a rough spot as far as average goes in the lineup. But they'll look to produce as there's a strike taken from Jada Stewart, the right fielder.
Siegfried's 4th walk this season.
The way the Panthers defend, and of course Allie Jones on the hill, they're allowing just under a run and a half per game. Pitch is taken outside, it's 1-1, so clearly that tells you they will go exactly as far as their offense wants to propel them this year.
And Stewart not electing for the running start from the left-handed batter's box you see so often in softball. She's been stationary on the first couple pitches.
In there for a strike. It's 1-2.
It really looked like Winter was going to cruise through. She got a ground ball out and then first pitch fly ball out to the next batter. Siegfried made her work.
She was ahead of Siegfried 1-2 as she is here. This time a little swinging bunt, chopped foul. And very similar to the Siegfried at bat from 1-2, a couple of foul balls, and eventually 3-2 and a walk.
Numbers there on Winter. 3-2 looks a little rough, but the other numbers are excellent. ERA at 1, whip under 1. Not as big a strikeout pitcher as her counterpart today, but she's got that ability.
Bunted foul again. It's 1-2. The unearned runs, I think, have affected that record, certainly.
Well, and even just in this inning, I mean, she's working around the zone. 4 foul balls after there were 2 strikes against Siegfried. 2 so far after the 2 strikes against Stewart.
That time she offers, goes through, and will strike out. So the first punch out ends the inning. So carbon copy innings, 2 outs quickly, a base runner, and then a punch out to end it for Erica Winter. So we will go scoreless to the bottom of the second inning. Bengals and Panthers here on North Metro TV.
Known for its vineyards and hilltop villages, Umbria is also known for its delicious tasting pizza. Made traditionally from the finest ingredients, Umbria Pizzeria will make you taste the difference, smell the love, and transport you to Italy.
La cena è pronta.
Dinner's ready.
You might even begin to feel like an Italian.
Delicioso.
Umbria Pizzeria, turning taste into memories.
Begin transmission of North Metro TV Channel 15. With local professionally produced shows, Channel 15 is unlike any other station on cable TV.
With exclusive interviews and stories, North Metro TV News covers the issues that matter in the community. New episodes premiere Fridays at 6:30 p.m.
High school sports highlights and a recap of your teams, Blaine, Centennial, and Spring Lake Park. Watch Sports Den, new episodes each Wednesday, live at 6 p.m.
Pierre Roddy to the 10, 5, touchdown Cougars!
Educational and informative programming focused on local events created to inform our communities on issues regarding public safety.
NMTV can also be watched anywhere in the world live, on the web, and on demand at northmetrotv.com.
Bottom half of the second inning. First pitch swinging, a ground ball, and a good charge. And put out by Richtenbach, the second baseman. Retires Taylor Bross, so there's one down quickly for Mallory Stone, then Kaylee Doyle.
Doesn't even give us time to talk about Bross. She'll be back around, but the catcher has put up monster numbers this season. Instead, we go to Mallory Stone, who's hitting .360 in 8 games this season.
3 up, 3 down in the bottom half of the first inning for the Bengals. Erica Winter has allowed a walk and a single, but stranded both runners at first. Showed a bunt, followed through, and Stone's down on the count 0-1.
Well, Jones has gotten a couple of strikeouts, and no one's gotten the ball out of the infield to this point.
Through the first 8 games of the season, Hallie Jones allowed just 8 total runs, while her team was pounding out 47 in those first 8. Misses outside, it's 1-1. She was certainly dominant as the Panthers got out to a great start before losing, as John mentioned, off the top 4 of their last 6. That's a strike on the outside corner. It's 1-2. Off speed again. Second time she's gotten the strikeout with the punch out on the off speed. Her 3rd of the day, and Kaylee Doyle will step in.
Yeah, Stone was way out in front of that pitch, and she even tried to hold up a little. You saw a bit of a hitch there, but wasn't nearly enough.
I believe it was Natalie Taylor who struck out in the first inning on that same type of pitch. She started creeping up in the box and waiting, and still couldn't wait long enough to catch up to that, or rather meet that ball.
And Taylor had that lefty running start, so she looked even more awkward being out as far as front as she was and still unable to make any kind of contact.
The 0-1. Down the breaking ball laid off, and it dropped in the dirt. I think it was off the plate as well. Doyle's the left fielder. First time in there. 308 hitter across 7 games. 5 batted in. Ground ball chopped just in front of the plate, picked up by Parrish and fired over to first in time. A 5-3 put out ends a much quicker second for Jones and the Panthers than Winter faced with the Bengals. And yet, after 2, we're still scoreless. Here from Blaine on North Metro TV.
Come to Ham Lake and see how good life can be. Conveniently located only 20 miles north of the Twin Cities on Highway 65, yet Ham Lake has kept its rural charm. Residents of Ham Lake enjoy 1-acre minimum lots, giving you space to live with abundant natural green spaces and recreational activities like boating, fishing, golf, disc golf, camping and playgrounds, and tons of seasonal fun all year round. Ham Lake is home to one of the top school districts with consistent high scores in standardized testing and community ratings. Ham Lake is a business-friendly city and willing to work with businesses and developers of all sizes. Whether you are just starting out or looking to grow, Ham Lake has the business opportunities you've been waiting for. Life in Ham Lake moves a little slower, and that's the way we like it. Ham Lake offers space to live, to grow, and space to relax. Come visit Ham Lake and see for yourself what you are missing. Ham Lake is convenient country living.
Blaine Bengals at home here in the top of the 3rd inning. They've been held hitless, runnerless, 6 up, 6 down so far. And meanwhile, the Panthers a hit and a walk, but Erica Winter is stranded them both at first base, as mentioned. Bengals are trying to win their 3rd game in their last 4. First pitch is taken down low by Sarah Frusner, the number 9 batter, then back to the top of the lineup.
Mentioned her last inning, hitting .448 in 11 games this season. The one weakness I see is she does lead the team with 12 strikeouts.
Showed a bunt, tipped it back to the screen. It's 1-1, excuse me.
Well, strikeouts are not something a coach likes to see. Still a surprise to me to see her as low as she is at the number 9 spot.
You'll see that from time to time. A team that thinks they have the luxury of 2-type leadoff men, you might as well put them 1 and 9. Try and turn the lineup over. That time a strike taken. It's 1 and 2. Each of the first 2 innings, Winter has retired the first 2 batters she's faced. Tries to continue the trend, but is lined out into left field, and Frusner will have a base hit. So the second hit of the game, the first time with a leadoff base runner, and there it is. She does turn over the lineup for Maddie Walrath.
Probably the best struck ball we've seen all day, fair or foul, to be honest. That ball, a line drive, getting between the left side infielders to make it to the grass in the outfield.
Walrath, ground ball down to Luckow at third base, off of her chest, and it will lose her the play on the speedy Maddie Walrath, who hit it right to her, just hard enough to skip up off the glove. So a base hit and the E5. We'll put runners at first and second.
It was a strongly hit ball, and the third baseman plays in tight in softball, so it's a quick reaction, but I've always had coaches say that's their job. They're at third base because they're supposed to be able to play those balls, and that's why it is an error, even though it was well struck.
Bunt shown, dropped down into the opposite batter's box by Jazz Rickenbach. So the best chance, 2 on and nobody out for either team here, and it's the Panthers who are trying to break through first in this 3rd inning.
Lucko in real tight now on the bunt attempt. She's just out of the picture on your screen there.
There is the bunt again, foul again up the first base side. So it'll be 0-2.
Nice job by Winter to get ahead of a batter, trying to bunt. Working the ball up high, making her try to adjust to it.
Coach Bross moves Luck out back a couple of steps. He's calling this game from the dugout. He'll signal in, and then you'll watch Winter. She'll stare down at a wrist guard as that one's popped up just over our head. Better reflexes. I should have made that catch. Just like a quarterback might have in not so much the NFL, but in college football. He's flashing the sign, and she's looking down to check for the pitch. That one popped up again. That will get out of play. Close look by Bross.
Reichenbach keeping the fans behind the screen alert with the last two balls. Everyone's safe.
The 0-2 again. This one flared out towards left. Long run in for Doyle, and she'll make the catch looking up into the sun. Quickly fires back into second, and that'll hold the runners. Great run down by Doyle for out number one.
It had to be Doyle. Stone running back to the infield. I don't think she felt comfortable making that play, turning and twisting with the sun coming. So nice job by Doyle to secure it, and then alertly throw to second to try and double off. And Fruzna unable to do so, though. Fruzna got back quickly.
So that will bring in Katie Thunborg.
Well, no surprise they were trying to bunt ahead of Thunborg. Reichenbach, who you'll see fly out here, hitting just .250 this season. And they wanted her to bunt early to move the runners over. It didn't end up working out. So Thunborg batting with runners at first and second instead of what she wanted was second and third.
Takes it down low. You saw that catch again. It was actually Cassidy Shalene who's out there. She was the designated player on the initial lineup, but she's moved out to left field, so we think that would put Doyle in that DP spot instead, unless my eyes deceive me, and that's not number 45 out there. So Shalene with the nice catch. Thunborg takes a strike. It's 2-1. Two on with nobody out, now two on with one out. Thunborg loops it to short. Nobody home at second base, or they might have caught the runner off. But Fruzna dives back in. And there are two down with the runners still at first and second.
Winter worked out of trouble in the first and second. She's trying to work out of even more trouble here in the third after the first two batters reached. We've had solid contact from both Reichenbach and now Thunborg, but they've been somewhat atom balls. The Shalene run-in was nice. This one hit right at Stone.
And Stone hearing from the dugout to go ahead and start flipping that ball to second and see if he can still double him up, even though no one was there right away, as the first pitch taken for a strike by Jones, trying to help her own cause.
Well, Fruzna laid out to get back to the bag immediately. Got the jersey dirty, head first dive to get her fingertips on the bag.
Jones, ground ball hard, backhanded by Stone, only play to third, not in time, everybody's safe. And it'll be the bases loaded now for Maddie Eskerka.
A courtesy runner coming in, it looks like.
Ashley Matthews, as you get another look at the hard hit ball, good backhand by Stone to keep it on the infield. Had to make the quick decision. I think she lost the play at first base when she had to go deeper in the hole. So another infield single. Matthews is on over at first base. Skierka so far this season has driven in 4, scored 11 times, 1 double to her credit. Looking for a big blow here with 2 down. Ground ball chopped right back to Winter. She will get out of it again, put 2 on with nobody out, and works her way through, leaving the bases loaded. And we will go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Still scoreless from Blaine. Panthers and Bengals on North Metro TV.
Change the channel.
Back on North Metro TV, glad you are here with us. However you're watching, northmetrotv.com or Channel 15, as we're live on a beautiful day. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Panthers had their best chance to score, John, but impressive stuff, thanks in no small part to Cassidy Shalene, who will lead this inning off. But very impressive from Erica Winter to be able to wiggle out of trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember that Winter made the final play. Erica has been retired twice, both on comebackers to the pitcher. So fielding her own position to get herself out of the trouble at the very end.
She'll get a chance to help her cause as the 2nd scheduled hitter behind Shalene and Cassidy Eppenberger. The 2nd baseman will be the final scheduled hitter. Waiting on the umpire to get back over here, and Hallie Jones, who's gone 6 up, 6 down, will try and keep this one scoreless.
It's just the 2nd game this year for Shalene. 1 for 3 to get that .333 average.
Couple of strikeouts mixed in there, so she got the blood flowing, no doubt, with that catch in left field. First pitch swinging, grounded right off the front of the plate. Bare hand try at 3rd, and the throw goes wide. Don't know if it would have gotten her anyway. Parrish had to come in a long way.
I think she beats that out. I mean, they knew they had to rush, but that's why the bare hand comes. And the bare hand was successful, but the throw was rushed.
So the first base hit allowed by Hallie Jones leads off this 3rd inning. Winter and then Eppenberger, as mentioned. Winter, obviously the pitcher of note, trying to make an impact at the plate. Takes it upstairs for a ball. It's 1-0.
And Winter hitting .077 in 5 games this season. Now she's pitched in 6 games, so there are times when the designated player is used to replace the pitcher, but today is not one of those days. Winter stepping in.
Swing and a miss. Evens it up at 1-1. Jones hasn't really shown the fastball all that much. She's gone off speed often enough here on her way to 3 strikeouts so far. But she can definitely tune it up. Does again, just a piece of that by Winter back to the screen. It's 1-2.
Jones did a nice job retiring the first 6 batters she faced, and the Shalene was a playable ball, but again, I thought deserving of a hit.
Upstairs, ball 2. It's 2-2.
And she kept the ball in the infield, and that continues to be the case. Nothing has gotten to the grass yet, out or otherwise.
The 2-2 swung on and missed. Strike 3. Punch out number 4 for Hallie Jones. It leaves the runner at first base for Cassidy Eppenberger. Both of these teams today have already run through the 2-team gauntlet at the top of the Northwest Suburban Conference, both facing Maple Grove and Anoka already, and both losing both of those contests. Bunted. Good one right in front of the plate, but a good play by the third baseman Throw back across the diamond as Shalene tried to pick up and go. She did go to third and will go home rather. So she goes from second to third on the throw to first base, and then gets up and goes all the way home to score the first run of this game. Fielder's choice, and then the E3 on the throw to put her from third to third and then back home. It's true, it would be a sacrifice on the bunt to move her over to second base.
Well, and the big key there is no one's backing up third. Someone's got to be over there once you see a runner swing around second. The shortstop or the left fielder has to hustle to get behind that third baseman. It's not that often that third basemen have to make a play at the bag receiving a throw. And it seems like something they should be able to do all the time, but it's coming in at the feet. It's not the easiest thing. And so someone has to be there to back up. And even if that player wasn't there right away but was already heading to that area, they've got a chance to get to the ball. There's not a ton of foul ground here, and it didn't roll up the line into the grass towards the left field corner. It just went behind third base, but with no one there or even heading towards the ball, it was easy for Shalene to get up and run home.
And she didn't even get up right away, which I think something Coach Bross was worried about as the 0-2 pitch is taken for a strike, and it's 1-2. Pardo's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So an error and a leadoff single helped to score the first run of this game either way, and it's the Bengals who take a 1-0 lead. Just missed. It's 2-2.
Great for the bottom of the order for the Blaine Bengals to produce.
Two inside, ball 3, and all the way up to a full count now for Pardo.
Makes you such a dangerous team, a much more dangerous team if you can produce runs anywhere in the lineup. We get our first cloud cover of the day, so the field just went a little dark, but that didn't last long, did it?
The 3-2 swung on and missed, and Jones gets the strikeout to end the inning. So some mayhem on the base paths after a leadoff single and an error behind her allow the run to score. Nobody left on after 3 full. Bengals leading the Panthers 1-0 here on North Metro TV.
Change the channel. Change the channel. Make a sound. Share the echo.
Share the echo and show the world your face. It is your right to seek.
It is your right to receive. It is your right to impart.
The doors of public distribution are constantly changing.
It is our duty to bar those doors from closing.
We will not let our voices be silenced through legislation, through commodification, through the lumbering giants pulling the plug. I believe in public access.
I believe in public access. Stay tuned.
Back here at Blaine, top of the 4th inning, Panthers squandered a 2-on, nobody-out chance to score and now find themselves down 1-0 as Bria Parrish takes a first pitch down low from Erica Winter. Parrish, Siegfried, and Stewart. It's the 6, 7, 8 spots in the lineup against Winter, who has put a runner on in every single inning, but still tossing the shutout as she goes down on the count 2-0.
And Parrish, one of the better hit balls off of Winter today. It was a fly out to center field, but she was able to drive it to the grass.
Ground ball, right side, stayed fair, and easy play once it did for Mortensen to just turn and step on the back, 3 unassisted. A couple of those that have hugged the line here for the Panthers, fair or foul. Brings up Siegfried. So far, 1 plate appearance, and she walked. Was left at first base back in the second.
And both times, it was a third baseman earlier, Luckow. Now here on the first base side, Parrish, or excuse me, Mortensen, but they've scooped the ball instead of waiting to see if it will go foul.
Pitch taken off the plate for a ball. It's 1-0, so a couple of times behind a hitter early on. Siegfried walked, as mentioned. Started to talk a little bit last inning. Both of these teams, the schedule has been tough, playing the top 2 teams in the conference. Spring Lake Park has played Elk River, who's the third-place team in the conference. They actually handed Elk River their only conference loss, as there's a strike taken by Siegfried. Second to last game of the season, when the Blaine Bengals will take on the Elks. Popped up. That'll get well out of play. That'll be 1-2.
And Blaine's had struggles playing on their home field this season. 1-3 at home.
Ground ball. That'll get through the hole on the left side and into left field for a base hit. So Siegfried on base for the second straight time, and it's a 1-out base runner now for the Panthers and Jada Stewart. Stone started to give that a run with the backhand. We've already seen her backhand a couple deep near the grass, but that time had no chance.
Spring Lake Park, we talked about it earlier, has played a fair amount more games than Blaine. Most of those have been at home. 9 home games already where they're 8-1. 1-1 on the road. Then they had that neutral site tournament where they went 1-2.
Swing and a miss on the first pitch to Stewart. It's 0-1.
So the Panthers real home heavy at the start of their schedule, which means they're going to be playing a lot more games like this heading towards the end of the season.
Ball popped up and it hits the third base bag and will be a fair ball. Did it not hit the bag? Went up and over. Now they're going to say it is a foul ball.
Let's have another look at that.
Coach Lightbody was right on it. She thought she had runners.
On that replay, it definitely bounces in front of the bag. And then it bounces maybe over the front left corner of the bag. I did not touch the bag. Let's see it one more time. And it's where it passes over the bag.
I thought by that bounce, it was almost like it died in between the lip, you know, like it hit in the lip because it takes a left turn there. It doesn't just bounce. It almost looks like it changes direction there by contacting the bag.
Upward.
Right. Either way, back into the batter's box is Stewart. Now, I'm not saying I could see that's how it was hit it, or the official could see that's how it hit it. And now the official's hearing too much from back this way. So as it is, it's a 1-2 count. The other thing about being close in for everybody. One out, one on. 1-2 count. Just popped up foul. A little change of direction there is the only thing that sticks in the mind.
Well, and the umpire behind the plate has one chance to see it. We saw it in super slow-mo twice, thanks to our replay crew, and we still weren't sure. It was a pretty decent angle.
This one chopped foul. Stewart runs it out.
Stewart, the start of a pair of lefties at the bottom of the order for the Panthers for Winter to face.
Stewart has gotten her exercise going down to first base. Same thing at first for Siegfried, who singled. One down here. Bengals lead 1-0. Again, a little bit of a bunt, and again, Stewart, the most well-conditioned athlete on this diamond now after this at bat.
It's like watching someone do the shuttle run.
The old classroom Olympics. Stewart another shot, hanging tough against Winter. This time she'll pop it up. Stone makes the grab, throws over to first, not in time. Siegfried just tiptoes back in. And there's 2 down. Winter, that has been her biggest issue in this game, is some of those long at-bats that we've seen.
Yeah, she's had to throw quite a few more pitches than her counterpart. She's gotten the job done, though. I mean, she's the one right now on top. Her team leading 1-0.
First pitch popped up. Second base side, Eppenberger avoids the runner and makes the catch. So all that talk of long at-bats, first pitch swinging and out of the inning with another stranded runner for the Panthers. They've stranded at least 1 runner in every inning, total of 6 for the game. And the Panthers trail the Bengals 1-0 here on North Metro TV.
Up the announcers, slowly fade the music. Gonna come over to camera 2, stand by, count of 2 and 3, 2, 1. Losing the graphic, ready camera 3 and 3's up. Ready camera 4, 2, 1, track the digicard, we're up on 1. Give me the batter. Jerry, can you hear me? Jerry, can you hear me?
I had the strangest dream. North Metro TV had professional coverage of high school sports. You were there? You were there? You were there? You were not there.
North Metro TV Sports, get in the game.
It has been a pitcher's duel so far. Hallie Jones, an unearned run on her ledger. Strikeouts have been her mode of operation. On the other side, Erica Winter, she's still twirling the shutout and wiggling out of trouble has been her MO so far today. Natalie Taylor to lead things off for the Bengals. Luckow and Bross to follow. Jones catches the outside corner and it's 0-1.
And it's one of those things where it's interesting because you would think that Hallie Jones, based on the strikeouts, the few number of batters she's faced, the few number of hits she's given up, is the better pitcher to this point. But one series of mistakes led to that run last day. She gave up the leadoff single, and when leadoff runners get aboard, they come around to score an awful lot. A sacrifice bunt turns into a run-scoring play to move a runner from first to second, thanks to aggressive base running by Blaine.
See what Taylor has done today. It was a strikeout in the first inning swinging. She's down to the count 0-2, takes a ball just off the plate. It's 1-2. Bengals will spend some time out of conference over their next 2 games. Panthers in conference the rest of the way. Off speed again, and Jones for a second time gets Natalie Taylor swinging with the off speed, and that is strikeout number 6.
4 of those 6 strikeouts coming against the 1-2 hitters for the Bengals. Mary Pardo hitting .346 entering the day. Natalie Taylor .444 entering the day. And again, 4 swinging strikeouts for those 2 combined.
There's the fastball that just missed somewhere. It's 1-0. And it's that seemingly unhittable pitch that they can always go to. You see that at every level. That's how a pitcher can be successful. Go to the one that is by far your strength, and today that's been the off speed. That one low, it's 2-0.
Still to this point, the outfielders for Spring Lake Park completely unutilized defensively.
Inside ball 3 and a 3-0 count for the first time today from Hallie Jones to a Bengal.
And not just 3-0, it's only the second batter to get 3 balls in any count today.
Lookout's a .238 hitter. Watch that one for a strike.
Yeah, that's a good take though. When the batter or when the pitcher hasn't shown you anything in the zone, swinging at a 3-0. Probably wise to just let the pitcher put you on, hopefully.
3-1, ground ball right to the third baseman. Parrish up with it, plenty of time. The clean pick and throw. 5-3 put out. Second of that variety for Parrish today. There's 2 down now for Taylor Bross.
Bross went down on 1 pitch with a ground out to second, her first time up. But this season, leading her team with a .565 average through 8 games.
That is a picture-perfect example of what you were saying earlier, John. They put the third baseman there because they can make plays just like that. That one got on Brie Parrish pretty quick, too, as this one's flared out into right field. Will touch the grass for a base hit. And Bross has seen just 2 pitches, 2 very different outcomes. She's 1 for 2, and now the ball gets away. And she takes second base. So it'll be a runner in scoring position with 2 down for the Bengals.
And Blaine, I don't know if it's their approach because they're facing Jones. They know opportunities are going to be limited, but they have been very aggressive on the bases. And you see Bross sneaking out an extra base on this play after what looked to be an easy single.
So she took the single. She ran into the first baseman and then took off as the throw sailed towards the dugout fence. So this time a Panther error gives up another extra base. And that'll put Mallory Stone in an RBI situation. She has 4 driven in on this season. She's the second on this team in runs scored, but now in a position to be a run producer the other way.
Hitting .360 this season, so she's got the ability to put the ball in play. Failed to do so her first time up with a swinging strikeout.
Takes a strike. Down to the count of 1-1. Bunt shown, taken, runner going down to third, and the throw from Iskirka is in time. Good tag applied by the shortstop Walraff. Maddie to Maddie, and an out to end the inning, so the single in the air does no damage. We will go to the 5th inning. 1-0, Bengals still lead on North Metro TV.
The announcers slowly fade the music. Gonna come over to camera 2, stand by, count of 2 and 3, 2, 1. Losing the graphic, ready camera 3 and 3's up. Ready camera 4, 2, 1, track the digicard, we're up on 1. Need a batter. Jerry, can you hear me?
A little chilly without that sun.
Jerry, can you hear me?
I had the strangest dream. North Metro TV had professional coverage of high school sports. You were there? You were there? You were there? You were not there.
North Metro TV Sports, get in the game.
Panthers and Bengals. Bengals with a 1-0 lead on an unearned run. Panthers have left 6 runners on base today. They've gone 11 scoreless innings, shut out in their last game. And now through the first 4 here. Erica Winter is giving up 5 hits and a walk. Just has 1 punch out, but she's worked around trouble. Delivers the ball down low to Maddie Walraff. Will start things off at the top of the lineup. Walraff, Rickenbach, and Thunborg. Inside, 2-0.
Well, she's pitched a shutout thus far. She's still looking to accomplish that 1-2-3 inning. She's had to deal with base runners every inning.
Walraff takes it inside, and she's ahead in the count 3-0. She's walked 7 times coming into the game and struck out just 6, so that's exactly the type of ratio you want at the very least from your leadoff hitter.
Winter's thrown 64 pitches today.
Up high, ball 4, and walk number 8 of the season. Second time Walraff has been on base, and for a bookkeeping standpoint, we did change that initial E5 back in the 3rd to a single, so now she's 1 for 2 with a single and a walk.
Good take all the way. She leads her team in runs scored with 12 coming into the day. And that's the player you want on the base as your leadoff hitter when you're trying to rally.
Rickenbach is 0 for 2. She's driven in 4 this season. Shows bunt, just wants to move the runner. Bunts that one foul. Has Bross trailing back to the screen. Panthers settle for just evening this game at this point, trying to move the runner to scoring position.
Normally don't have any problem with the sacrifice, but when the first batter sees 4 straight balls, strikes me as odd to go after the first pitch.
Showed sacrifice again, this time laid off, and it's 1-1.
But everything about the top of this lineup is to set up Thornburg, who's on deck right now. Put someone in scoring position for her.
Bunt down. It will be a successful sacrifice, at least the play made by Mortensen. They threw in behind Walraff at second, but she was hugging the bag, so the sacrifice goes a 1-4.
Well, Blaine defensively didn't want to see Spring Lake Park match them with that play earlier when they sent a runner first to third on a sacrifice bunt attempt.
They sacrifice 3-4 actually there, the first baseman making the play. And it brings up the left-handed hitting Thunborg, so she does have her RBI opportunity in a 1-0 game. Ground ball on the first pitch. She'll move the runner to third. Quick jog to the bag for Mortensen. And now it'll take a 2-out knock from Hallie Jones, who has such a base hit. It was back in the third inning that moved a runner to second at the time, and she was stranded at first.
Well, conversation coming before the at-bat for the pitcher, who's trying to help her own cause. Down 1-0. But the tying run just 60 feet away.
Thunborg didn't want to wait, even though, as you mentioned, there's been some zone trouble for Winter. Grounds it right down the line. Panthers last season, we mentioned, 22-4, 9-1 to finish first place in the Northwest Suburban Conference.
And if you're going to get out, that's the best kind of out. You know, ground it to the right side, allow that runner to move up. Yes, there are 2 outs, so it really is on the shoulders of Jones, but depending on the hit now, more likely she gets home if there is a hit. Even in the infield, she's got a chance to race home.
So it's up to Hallie Jones to pick up her club, who let an unearned run come around.
And Jones can hit. The pitcher batting .341 entering the day. Had a single back in the third inning.
First pitch to Jones, takes it for a ball.
That one just over the zone. I thought it was a pretty decent pitch. Jones stays away, read it right.
There's a gap in left center field. She wants to go there. She'll ground it to the third base side. Luck out to Anita Glove and fire to first in time. The 5-3 put out with the Bengals had to have it, and it's a big play by Amelia Luckow to get her squad out of the inning again. And we'll go to the bottom half of the fifth. Bengals still leading 1-0 on North Metro TV.
Begin transmission of North Metro TV Channel 15. With local professionally produced shows, Channel 15 is unlike any other station on cable TV.
With exclusive interviews and stories, North Metro TV News covers the issues that matter in the community. New episodes premiere Fridays at 6:30 p.m.
High school sports highlights and a recap of your teams, Blaine, Centennial, and Spring Lake Park. Watch Sports Den. New episodes each Wednesday live at 6 p.m.
Ronnie to the 10, 5, touchdown Cougars!
Educational and informative programming focused on local events created to inform our communities on issues regarding public safety.
NMTV can also be watched anywhere in the world live, on the web, and on demand at northmetrotv.com.
Right there, those two fans, that got us above Baltimore today here at Blaine High School. Glad you're with us. Watch this one again if you don't have no idea what we're talking about. Catch the genius in its entirety, I suppose. J.W. Cox alongside John Haddon. It's a 1-0 lead for the Blaine Bengals. So far, 1 run. Leadoff single from Cassidy Shalene back in the third. Went to second, sacrifice bunt, and tried to go to third. Did so, the ball went into the dirt. She went home all on one single play, and that's the only run of this game as Hallie Jones will now face Mallory Stone, Callie Doyle, and Cassidy Shalene again.
We actually have more fans here than we had at the baseball game the other day that we covered.
Packed into a tighter area. Ball looped to first base. Couple of steps over for Thunborg, and she puts it away for out number 1.
We go back to that last half inning. Hallie Jones really put a good shot into that ball, and she put it towards the hole, but Luckow was able to stick her glove out and make the play to save the run and keep their Blaine squad in front 1-0.
Thunborg on the other end stays with the looping liner. And now Doyle, who's 0 for 1 with the ground down. Takes the first pitch for a ball. It's 1-0. Off the plate outside, it's 2-0. Last inning, bottom half of last inning, we saw Jones go to a 3-0 count for the first time. She starts Doyle out with 2 straight out of the zone. Fly ball that will curl foul. And there's the folks that they're all in attendance here too. They decided to go box seats down the line, I guess. A lot of folks right in here behind home plate.
Well, there's only a few seats back here, so the berm is a nice addition to a smaller park like this.
If you like your personal space, that's the place to go. As the ball's down low, it's 3-1. Ground ball, backhand try, no good. Rickenbach can't hold it in. Scoots into right field, going for 2. Doyle slides in safely. And that'll put a insurance run in scoring position. See it again.
I got on her awfully quick, even being out at second base. I'd like to see her slide over and try and get more of her body in front of it, but either she didn't think she had the time or she didn't have the time.
The leg double, it was not misplayed at all out there. And so Doyle will be replaced by Kendall Repick out at second base. That's our first extra base hit of this game, just the second hit, like a third hit overall against Hallie Jones. Cassidy Shalene, who's 1 for 1 with one of those base hits and scored that run, already waiting in the right-handed batter's box.
Well, Blaine looks like a team that's gaining more and more confidence at the plate.
This one popped up, a couple of steps in for Walraff, and she puts it away. 1 pitch, and there's 2 down.
Remember, Jones retired the first 6 batters she faced today. With that leadoff single by Shalene back in the 3rd inning, we've seen more and more base runners as we've gone on.
Erica Winters 0 for 1. She struck out. She has held this game together in the circle as she takes the ball inside. It's 1-0. Inside, ball 2, 2-0. You mentioned it early on, John, knowing that they had a good pitcher in Hallie Jones facing them. They had to be aggressive perhaps on the base pass to get a lead. Well, when you have that lead, the closer and closer you get to the 7th inning, the more you might start believing, hey, we can beat her. We've already got the lead.
Well, the way that Winters pitched today, not perfect, but she's been able to work out of any jams that she's gotten into to keep the donut on the board.
Swing and a miss, 2-1. Good fastball down that time. Winter couldn't get it.
And I think if you're Blaine, you don't take the foot off the gas on these plays. If you can make an aggressive play, go for it.
That one, good job waiting on it. Walraff bare hands and fires over to first in time. An excellent play. Moving to the left for the shortstop, Matty Walraff. And we will stay 1-0. A one-out double is left at second. But the Bengals, after 5, do lead it 1-0 here on North Metro TV. On North Metro TV, after 5 full innings of play, just the 1 run back in the 3rd inning on the scoreboard. And that's in favor of the Bengals. You see 5 hits for the Panthers. They have left multiple people on base. Panthers get Iskierka, Parrish, and Siegfried here in this 6th inning. 7 left on base as Iskierka, the catcher, takes the first pitch strike, and it's 0-1.
Siegfried will hit 3rd in this inning. Has been one of the more productive offensive players today for the Panthers.
Iskierka takes it upstairs. It's 2-0. Excuse me, 1-1.
Both times, Iskierka's hit it right back to Erica Winter, including with the bases loaded back in the 3rd inning, her last time at the plate.
Pitch taken for a strike, and it's 1-2. Iskierka, just a 205 hitter. Her on-base percentage up over 300, but she's still 2nd in runs scored on this team. Trying to start a rally here. Ground ball slowly to 3rd base. Luckow having a great game at the hot corner. Trails to her left and fires to first in time. And there's 1 down.
Yeah, 4 putouts or assists from 3rd.
Bria Parrish now 0 for 2. Flew out to center and grounded out.
Parrish, the lone freshman in the Panthers starting lineup today.
Takes the pitch outside. Good job by Bronx coming out of the crouch to snare that.
And Parrish has played in all 14 games, so to come up to a team the varsity level this year with a squad that did as well as Spring Lake Park did a year ago, had every reason to believe they'd do well again this year, and crack the lineup is very impressive.
Popped up just out onto the outfield grass. Eppenberger tracks it and makes the catch. Panthers now down to just their last 4 outs here.
Well, it started with a sacrifice back in the 5th, but that's 5 consecutive batters retired by Erica Winter. It's her best stretch so far.
Has given up a hit since the 4th. The only inning in which she allowed more than 1 base runner was that 3rd. She left the bases loaded. Ground ball left side, high throw, but pulled down well. Stone to Mortensen, and a 1-2-3 frame for the first time for Winter. The 6-3 put out caps it. And that means the Bengals, after 5.5, still lead it 1-0 on North Metro TV.
Change the channel. Change the channel. Make a sound. Share the echo.
Share the echo and show the world your face. It is your right to seek.
It is your right to receive. It is your right to impart.
The doors of public distribution are constantly changing.
It is our duty to bar those doors from closing.
We will not let our voices be silenced through legislation, through commodification, through the lumbering giants pulling the plug. I believe in public access.
I believe in public access. Stay tuned.
Back on North Metro TV, a 1-0 lead for the Blaine Bengals. They're making an unearned run stand up so far. They'll have the 9, 1, and 2 batters, Eppenberger, Pardo, and Taylor against Hallie Jones. Panthers, from bad to worse, they'd at least had runners on in the first 5 innings. Not so as Erica Winter holds them down to a 1-2-3 frame for the first time.
I think Winter's gotten better since her team got the lead back in the 3rd inning. Remember, that was the bottom of the 3rd, so 4th, 5th, and 6th. A single and a walk, that's all she's allowed.
First pitch from Jones to Eppenberger. It's taken for a ball, it's 1-0.
Eppenberger not getting credit for the RBI, but it was her bunt that started the play that allowed the only run of this game to come in.
This time chops it just in front of the plate. Walrath fires to first in time, a 6-3 put out. She's put on a little bit of a clinic of late. Last 2 outs in the 5th belonged to her, and now this one, a 6-3 to start the 6th.
And I think the last 2 outs, the one we just saw there and the one prior, both very impressive. Ending the 5th inning, playing that ball barehanded after it died in the dirt, after clearing the pitcher. Here, she got a little hop at the end, and she was able to stick with it, play it right into her glove, and get the throw over. Made it look easy, but an awkward hop can cause a lot of problems.
And we've seen it. You see it in softball all the time. Your margin for error as an infielder is very, very small. If you have any sort of bobble at all, you're going to lose that race with your ball going to first base and the runner going there as well. A 1-0 to Mary Pardo. That hit her on the lead leg, and she'll trot down to first. Pardo's on for the first time after striking out twice. Natalie Taylor will try to change her trend of striking out twice as she'll dig in.
And Pardo, I mentioned it earlier, great on the bases, 12 for 12 when trying to steal this season. The team is 18 for 18, so they haven't been caught yet, but she's got 2/3 of those.
Will actually be a pinch hitter after the hit batter. Natalie Taylor had been in that spot. It's Haley Larson who's going to bat from the left side for the Bengals.
And Taylor was a lefty as well.
Taylor went 0 for 2, a couple of punch outs on those off-speed pitches that we saw. So Iskierka going out for the face-to-face with Jones before facing the pinch hitter. Larson just came back onto the roster, talking with the coaches before. Just pulled her up as the sophomore in her inaugural trip to the plate. Runner going. Throw will sail into center field. A good backup there from Frusno to make it just 1 bag. And so Pardo swipes second base.
And does the substitution of a batter, does the pinch batter draw focus away? And maybe that's what the conversation was between the battery when they went out for their chat, but are you so focused on dealing with a new batter, one you haven't seen? Also, it could just be Mary Pardo, who we just mentioned, great on the bases, and she had a great break there. She has to wait, but
Karen, a big run in her pocket out at second base. Larson takes a ball. It's a ball on the first pitch, so it's 2-0. One-0 lead. Obviously, what the Bengals have been working with. 2, as they say, would be better.
Rickenbach at second, Parrish at third, both pinched in tight.
Swing and a miss, throw down to third in time as Iskierka doesn't get beat twice. And the Bengals run themselves out of that potential run for now. That's out number 1. That's out number 2, excuse me. The leadoff batter grounded out.
Bengals continuing to be aggressive. This time it does bite them.
Good job sliding over for Walraff again to make that tag. That throw, though, right on the bag from Iskierka. Ground ball foul.
The distance is so much shorter for a catcher to get to third as opposed to second. That's why both the base runners that we've had thrown out in this game came at third base, and they weren't even tagged on the feet coming in. They were both tagged up high on the body with the feet leading the way, but there's still enough time because of how quickly the throw got there.
It's up to Larson to keep this going. Instead, she did a good job waiting on the pitch, but could just line it back to Jones. So the Panthers have 3 outs to at least tie this game and keep it going. Bengals looking for the complete game out of Erica Winter and find another victory. We'll decide it. Top of the 7th on the way. 1-0 Bengals here on North Metro TV.
Change the channel. Change the channel. Make a sound. Share the echo.
Share the echo and show the world your face. It is your right to seek.
It is your right to receive. It is your right to impart.
The doors of public distribution are constantly changing.
It is our duty to bar those doors from closing.
We will not let our voices be silenced through legislation, through commodification, through the lumbering giants pulling the plug. I believe in public access.
I believe in public access. Stay tuned.
Well, that's us here on North Metro TV. JW Cox.
It's that exciting.
John had
1-run game going into the 7th inning. Last chance for Spring Lake Park.
They are down to it with the 8-9 and leadoff hitters against Erica Winter. First pitch fouled right back. So far, Stewart is 0 for 2. These 3 spots in the lineup have come up with 1 hit, 3 times on base, 2 of those for Walraff. Upstairs for a ball. It's 1-1. Panthers 2-4 in their last 6. They've scored 13 runs in the 2 wins, no runs in the 4 losses. Pitch taken for a strike, and it's 1-2. This is actually not Stewart, excuse me. It's Ashley Matthews who did come in and run.
Ashley Matthews, a 150 hitter in 9 games this season.
Ball's down in the dirt. She's even up in the count at 2-2.
Not a lot of backstop behind. If she had taken a swing at that and gone for first, would have had trouble beating anything.
Maddie Walraff. The 2-2. Foul back to the screen. And it stays at 2-2. Two-two count on Matthews. She takes a ball and it's 3-2. She looked back just to double check.
One thing.
The 3-2 ground ball weakly to the shortstop. Stone fires to first just in front of the speedy Matthews. A 6-3 put out. 2 outs to go for the Bengals. Will be Sarah Frusna, the scheduled hitter from the left side.
Frusna again, a 448 hitter entering the day through 11 games. Had that single back in the 3rd.
Panthers put 3 runners on, 2 on with nobody out in the 3rd inning. Pitch taken outside. And 2 on with 1 out. Eventually loaded the bases with 2 outs and left them all there.
Talked about the Panthers losing 4 of their last 6 games in very low-scoring games. 3-0.
It's taken upstairs. It's 2-0.
1-0, 1-0, and 2-0. That's a seriously disturbing trend that the offense isn't able to produce even enough to beat teams that are only scoring 1 or 2 runs.
Pitch taken for a strike that time. It's 2-1. Strike 2, and it's even up now at 2-2. A 1-2-3 inning in the 6th, their first of the game for Erica Winter. She's now retired 7 in a row. The 2-2 grounded right back to her, front of the circle. Fields throws over to first, and just in time. Took a little off that throw over to first, and still able to beat Frusna. 1-3 on the put-out. There's 2 down, and the Panthers come to the top of the lineup and down to their last out. And it will be Maddie Walraff, who's 1 for 2 today, also has walked. Winters fielded her position well. Already her 3rd assist today. And she delivers a breaking pitch for a strike to Walraff. Athens to start off the at-bat. One unearned run. Ground ball, no, never made it to the ground. Picked out by Stone, and a 1-0 win for the Blaine Bengals. They scored 1 all the way back in the 3rd, and Erica Winter pitched in and out of trouble, retiring though the last 9 batters that she saw, and closes the door on the Panthers, who now drop a 5th game in their last 7. Bengals, meanwhile, win their 3rd in their last 4. We'll talk all about it on the other side. Bengals, a run on 3 hits and a victory. Panthers, no runs, 5 hits, and a couple of errors, one of which very costly. Post-game reaction coming up here on North Metro TV.
Known for its vineyards and hilltop villages, Umbria is also known for its delicious tasting pizza. Made traditionally from the finest ingredients, Umbria Pizzeria will make you taste the difference, smell the love, and transport you to Italy.
La cena è pronta.
Dinner's ready.
You might even begin to feel like an Italian.
Delicioso.
Umbria Pizzeria, turning taste into memories.
Begin transmission of North Metro TV Channel 15. With local professionally produced shows, Channel 15 is unlike any other station on cable TV.
With exclusive interviews and stories, North Metro TV News covers the issues that matter in the community. New episodes premiere Fridays at 6:30 p.m.
High school sports highlights and a recap of your teams, Blaine, Centennial, and Spring Lake Park. Watch Sports Den, new episodes each Wednesday, live at 6 p.m.
Roddy to the 10, 5, touchdown Cougars!
Educational and informative programming focused on local events created to inform our communities on issues regarding public safety.
NMTV can also be watched anywhere in the world live, on the web, and on demand at northmetrotv.com.
Come to Ham Lake and see how good life can be. Conveniently located only 20 miles north of the Twin Cities on Highway 65, yet Ham Lake has kept its rural charm. Residents of Ham Lake enjoy 1-acre minimum lots, giving you space to live with abundant natural green spaces and recreational activities like boating, fishing, golf, disc golf, camping and playgrounds, and tons of seasonal fun all year round. Ham Lake is home to one of the top school districts with consistent high scores in standardized testing and community ratings. Ham Lake is a business-friendly city and willing to work with businesses and developers of all sizes. Whether you are just starting out or looking to grow, Ham Lake has the business opportunities you've been waiting for. Life in Ham Lake moves a little slower, and that's the way we like it. Ham Lake offers space to live, to grow, and space to relax. Come visit Ham Lake and see for yourself what you are missing. Ham Lake is convenient country living.
One of those, the costly error that allowed the run to score, and the only run of the game. Panthers had their chances throughout. Bengals in the third inning got the leadoff single. Then on that sacrifice bunt, Cassidy Shalene went to second, got up, went to third. The ball away. That's your error. That's your lone run of this game. Shalene aggressive on the base pass, and then the Bengals were able to run behind the arm of Erica Winter, who put together the complete game, shut out the Panthers, retired the last 9 she faced, and Erica is standing by with our own John Haddon. John?
Thank you very much. I'm standing here with the winning pitcher, Erica Winter, and we'll talk to Amelia Luckow in just a moment. But Erica, 7-inning shutout today for you. Tell me what was working for you in the circle.
My screwball and fastball outside was really working for me today.
You worked out of a fair amount of trouble in the first few innings. Runners were getting on, including that bases loaded situation. Is there a key for you when you have to bear down in those situations?
Yes, the top order gets me going. Kind of got to bear down and tell myself to keep working hard, and once I get to the bottom, I just ease right through it.
Once your team got the lead, it seemed like you started to pitch even better. You had a couple of 1, 2, 3 innings late. I think you retired the last 9 batters you faced. Does your philosophy change once you do have a lead?
No, not really. I think of it as a 0-0 count in the lead. So.
Tell me about the opposition today. You're facing one of the better pitchers in this conference. Do you feel like you need to step up your game on opportunities like this when you know that the hitters might have a hard time against the opposition?
Yes, Hallie Jones, she's a really good pitcher. Did a lot of studying, looking at her, so told myself I'd buckle down, and it was a big game.
Well, I thought she might credit her defense. She didn't do that, but we're going to bring in one of her defensive players now. Have you two switch around for me quick, and we'll chat. Amelia Luckow at third base made some of the better plays, I thought, in this game. Tell me about how comfortable you've gotten playing at the hot corner.
Well, I've started at first base for the year, and then I switched to third, and I had an error early on. Then I had a pretty clutch play, I'd say, saving a run.
I know that you weren't involved with the game-winning run, the only run of this game, but it seemed like as a team the squad was trying to be real aggressive on the bases. Was that one of the things that you guys were focused on coming in?
Yeah, we've practiced real aggressive base running, and we'll need to pick up the bats for later because we'll probably face them in sections, and so that'll be something we'll need to work on.
Team was 0-3 in one-run games. You get a 1-0 victory here today. How good does it feel to win a close one?
Oh, it feels great. After losing 1-0 to Osseo 2 days ago, it feels really great.
Amelia, Erica, thank you so much for your time. We're going to get back over to JW now.
Thanks a lot there, John. Amelia's going to, well, she'll watch this again and feel a lot better because we gave that a hit, not an error on that first play that she mentioned, so her day just got even better. Bengals win it 1-0. They are now 4-5, both overall and in conference. They'll go out of conference to take on St. Paul Como Park. With their next matchup, they've won 3 of their last 4, so definitely playing their best of the season. Panthers left 7 on base to fall to 10-5, 5-3 in Northwest Suburban Conference play. They'll stay in the conference and take on Champlin Park their next matchup. It's been a fun one, a close one. They always are fun when they're that close. For an entire North Metro TV squad and John Haddon, my broadcast partner, I'm JW Cox. Thanks for watching. A great afternoon, everybody.